The world is a dangerous place, not because of those who do evil, but because of those who look on it and do nothing. This is a quote from Albert Einstein. Over half a million people go homeless each night in America. The exact number is 564,000. This could be a veteran, a family member, a cousin, anybody. And this information can be found on whitehouse.gov. Problem: homelessness in America. It's a public health problem and an economic problem. Health problem for homeless people because they experience physical and mental health issues such as HIV, fevers, skin infections, multiple diseases, and they experience a lot of mental health issues such as depression, schizophrenia, trauma from people harassing them, stuff like that, anxiety. They always have to look over their shoulder because they never know who's trying to mess with them. It's an economic problem because it's sad to say, but it's bad for business. Having a lot of homeless people around shops and restaurants and stuff like that can scare off tourists that are new to the city and stuff like that. And homeless people are high consumers of natural resources. Based on a study conducted a few years ago, it costs the community $23,000 to have one homeless person in the community for a year, and that's Homeward 2012. And this information can be found on whitehouse.gov and brainandbehavior.org. There's solutions to this problem. In Finland started a program called Housing First. Housing First is pretty much instead of someone who's about to go homeless go straight to the streets, they put them in a permanent house where they give them jobs and stuff like that to do, and basically the rent goes off their income. So every homeless person's rent is a little different, and the government makes up the other half of the rent for them. And this actually solved the homeless problem in Finland, which was a pretty good idea of them starting up. If we could start stuff more like that in the U.S., that would solve the problem here. There's actually something similar to that called rapid rehousing, which was started in Hennepin County, Minnesota, and it's pretty much the same thing. Instead of having requirements that most apartment complexes have or housing has, such as employment or criminal record or history of rental records like that, you have none of that with rapid rehousing, and it gives the homeless people an opportunity to find a house and not be judged on their past about it. Also providing more jobs with lower skill work or no work experience could also help them. Providing transportation for them to get to work, whether that's a bike or a bus ride or something like that, would also help them. It's sad to say, but in some I want to say in New York, they have this thing called hostile agriculture, and it's pretty much where the city designs benches, or sidewalks or stuff like that, where it's uncomfortable for homeless people to sleep, and that's just pretty sad because they don't really have anywhere to sleep. And this information can be found on endhomeless.org. Benefits. It benefits the economy and it benefits the well-being of homeless people. Brings them more happiness, back on their feet, reuniting with family, and it benefits the economy because it saves money. On average, it can cost $35,000 a year to have a homeless person on the streets in a community, and it costs $12,000 to house that homeless person. And that's just one homeless person. So imagine all the homeless people that we can get into housing, save the community so much more money, and it would bring tourists into the community and not be tourist friendly and not be so afraid to shop at local shops and stuff like that. It costs less to house than it does to than it does to have them homeless. In conclusion, homeless across the U.S. causes several problems that range from chronic health issues to hurting the economy. However, there are solutions such as rapid rehousing that allows homeless people to have permanent homes. By doing so, they can get off the street, which will benefit the homeless and the economy. Together, communities can join. Together, communities can join and support issues that we face. This issue that we face.